Hey guys, I'm Dr. David Stein. I am the author of a new book called The Whole Life, Finding God's Rhythm for Your Spirit, Soul, and Body. And I'm so excited. It's coming out in just a few days from now, but you have a chance to pre-order it. And when you pre-order it, you will get access to 5 amazing bonuses that I've created for you. One of them is the Whole Life Boot Camp, which is a teaching series of over 12 hours of material that includes one teaching on each one of the chapters so you can really dive deep, as well as the Whole Life Wheel, which is a personal assessment tool to see how you're doing in finding your rhythm in your spirit, soul, and body so that you can assess yourself and see your own progress. Don't forget to type bonus in the comment section, and you can learn more at thewholelife.org/book. So be sure and pre-order the book. Today, pretty excited. We're going to be talking briefly about a small excerpt from the chapter on emotions. And I've entitled this chapter, He Restores My Soul. You know, emotions are a very interesting thing. In fact, in our popular culture today, one of the things that I was a little bit of a late adopter for is the idea of texting emojis to each other. In fact, my wife would often text with 5 or 6 different emojis, and I never really fully understood what she was saying unless it was the little picture of the head kissing. Then I knew, come on, I was doing something good at that point in time. In fact, it got so bad that she would get up to 5, 10, 15 emojis in one text. So I finally just randomly opened the emojis on my phone, and the first one that my thumb hit, I just pressed send. And sure enough, it was an emoji of a poodle. Yes, I had no intent of sending her a poodle, nor does it have any meaning other than a running joke between her and I now. And we often text each other the poodle emoji, just to say how essentially unthoughtful I was at that time. You know, that randomly selecting an emoji the way I did is often how our emotions function. Without processing our emotions or being aware of our emotions, we oftentimes are communicating through those emotions something that we're just randomly selecting that doesn't really have any meaning on the other side. In fact, this idea of emotional processing is really the subject matter of which I discuss in great detail in this chapter in the book. Just to cover a couple of the items, though, for our teaching today, I'd like to talk about emotional indicators. You can kind of think about emotions, especially God's emotions, the ones He desires, to have kind of dashboard indicators. You know, whether you're driving a car and you can see your dashboard, or maybe you're running a business and you have a dashboard of different metrics that you use, or maybe even with your children, just that dashboard indicator of a report card that you get to see how well they're doing. I believe God has really dashboard indicators for our emotions to find out how well we're doing, as well as to see the warning signs that come up on that dashboard. You can kind of envision with your car, whenever that check engine light comes on, how many of you know you probably need to pull over, you probably need to go find someone who can service your car and let you know what's going on before your whole engine goes and you're able to go nowhere else because your car is stopped. Emotional indicators are a lot like that whenever it comes to God. In fact, there's an acronym that you can use to kind of remind yourself of these emotional indicators as you're going through life. It's simply the word HALT, H-A-L-T. And these are 4 times in life that you really want to halt. You want to pause so that you can process a little bit more how you're feeling before you proceed, whether it be a conversation, a situation, a meeting, any kind of relational connection that you could have, and you want to process it. The H essentially stands for, now these are 4 times that you want to really process your emotions before you proceed. The H is hungry. Many of you know, my mother taught me whenever I was a kid, you never go to the grocery store when you're hungry. Why? Because you'll buy the entire store, right? Well, same thing is whenever we get into conversations. If you're not at your best, you're not going to be able to really process things in a healthy way. And hunger, especially being overly hungry, is one danger zone to know maybe you shouldn't have that conversation. Maybe you shouldn't broach that subject. The second one is the A, which is angry. You know, whenever we're angry, we don't really achieve a lot of good in our lives. Whenever we're angry, we usually make things a lot worse. And so if you're having a subject or having a conversation where you get angry, chances are pretty good you need to push away from the table until you calm down before you rediscuss that subject or continue in that conversation. Then the L is lonely. You know, we don't make good decisions whenever we're doing life all by ourselves. We need other individuals in our life to process through decisions, process through relationships, process through things that are happening in our life. And whenever we get to a place where we're all alone or lonely and can't discuss certain decisions that we're about to make, chances are pretty good that you need to get around other individuals and begin to process those things. We don't do a lot of good all by ourselves. After all, this amazing thing that God's given us called life is best done as a group project, right? All right, that's the L, the H, the A, the L, now the T. This is a big one, and that is whenever we're tired. We probably shouldn't make decisions, have big conversations, pursue different meetings. And the reason why is because when we're tired, we essentially kind of lose control a little bit of our emotions, like we do when we're hungry, angry, and lonely. We're not really at the steering wheel, if you will, of our emotions in the way that we are whenever we're fully rested. These are great emotional indicators to know for your life so that you can make better decisions, but also so that you can see these dashboard lights going off, like the check engine light, the angry light, the lonely light, the hungry, the tired light going off, and begin to process healthy emotions, and then come back to those conversations and situations in a healthier state, and therefore leave a lot more fruit behind than you would otherwise. Well, hey, that's really what I wanted to share with emotions. I also talk about things like how do you handle grief? How do you process a guilt that's in your life and really get it out of your life? And also how to handle a grudge whenever you have a grudge towards someone else. All that's in that same chapter on emotions that I'd love for you to get by pre-ordering the book. Today is day 6. Day 7 leading up to the launch in just a few days, January 29th when the book goes live. But if you're able to pre-order, I'd love for you to do so because you can get those 5 bonuses that I've spent a lot of time putting together so that you can really get the most out of your whole life journey and truly find God's rhythm for your spirit, soul, and body. Well, hey, I hope today's brief teaching has encouraged you. Be sure and share this on your social media page, as I'm sure there's other individuals in your life that would love to learn more about emotions, as well as learn about my book, The Whole Life, and you can share that. As always, you can go to thewholelife.org/book to learn more about the book, as well as those pre-order bonuses. All right, God bless you guys. See you again tomorrow as we go into day 8 and start our body section as we talk. As so far we've covered spirit and soul, and tomorrow we'll start talking about our physical body and how you can have optimum health in that area and achieve the wholeness that God has for you. All right, God bless you.